a little bit virtually about just checking in to see how people are doing. So I'm going to give you all a little bit of time to connect to polleverywhere.com. It's just pollev.com, and you'll enter my name, Christina UJJ, with the 634. And then I'll give you all a couple minutes to do that so that we can have our first activity. So first check-in, just kind of seeing how is everybody feeling. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world and locally, I'm sure, for a lot of us, and so just wanting to do a little bit of a check-in to see where everyone's at. Looks like we've got the majority of us are either feeling good or feeling really good, and a few of us are feeling a little meh. I call that a meh face. And so I don't know if the really good feelings are because it's Friday. That could be part of it. But we're happy to see that there isn't a lot in the kind of frowny face area, especially given probably a lot of the stress that you all are under in kind of shifting the way that we operate. So thank you all for participating in that question. Our next question is, this will be a word cloud. So if you have multiple words, just kind of don't put a space in between them. So in one word, what are you grateful for? A lot of this is, you know, in order kind of bringing some positivity in your life and really practicing the practice of gratitude in order to kind of have more of that better mental wellness. All right, it looks like a good number are really grateful for family and for health. We've got healthy also in there. Grateful for SAPA, that's nice. I'm not sure, I'm just gonna open the floor if anybody feels inclined that they wanna share their word and kind of delving a little bit deeper about why you're grateful for that word. So just gonna kind of open the floor. If you're interested, you can unmute yourself and dive in.
I put SAPA.
Thanks, Mary.
Mary, I was going to clarify it wasn't me.
It's honestly my first Zoom Ring Central meeting where I don't have to like be all about COVID-19. That, you know, there's still a lot of other things going on. We still have a mission. We still have direction. And it's actually kind of given me a break from the crisis response.
I'll add to that. Hi, everybody. Deepak Sharma from California. And I would say definitely see health and healthy came up a few times. You know, just amidst everything right now, just happy to be in good health, if anything. I'm thankful for that, and definitely empathetic to those who probably can't write that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you both for sharing. Any other people want to jump in and talk about what you're grateful for? All right. Thank y'all. So also just kind of curious, where's everybody from? I debated between using the US and the international map. The international map would have been really hard if we had most of us in the US. So if you are international, you can kind of hang out, I guess, in the ocean a little bit. And then maybe you can share where you're from.
This is my favorite one, seeing where everyone's from. And it looks like we're across continental.
I can't get it to go to the right state. My fingers are fat or something. I have been in 7 different states. That's why you see sometimes there's an error, then I clear it. Now it won't let me. So FYI, I'm in Alabama.
I think somebody hit Alabama here. Yeah, whether that was you or somebody else.
Just like maybe.
Don't worry, I screenshotted it so we could record that, Christina.
Nice.
Awesome. Oh. Yeah, we are all over the place. Many different time zones. Feeling for those who are kind of in areas that are definitely getting hit pretty hard. But I feel like every community, every state is kind of going through response and numbers in different ways, but it's definitely impacting everybody. But it's really nice to see so many from so many different states tuning in. We didn't make it to Hawaii or Alaska. They're not joining in on the call. I don't know what time it is in Hawaii right now.
I think it's about 10:17 a.m. there. So it's 2 hours before
6?
California. 10, because it's 12:17 here in California.
What were you saying, Mary?
I was supposed to be in Hawaii last week. And I think that it was going to be 4 hours ahead of Central Standard Time, but I think I'm wrong.
It'd probably be behind.
Yeah, I think you're right. So I think I'm wrong.
So diving into our Promising Practices Awards, I don't know if anybody was able to make it on the call. Is anybody here from Southern Utah State University? Hearing none. And is Melissa on the call? I know she had said that she was going to be able to make it, but I'm not sure if she made it. Melissa Webb, are you here? All right. We got a lot of great submissions for our Promising Practices Award. The committee definitely had a difficult time in choosing both the honorable mention and the award winner. And so, but they were able to narrow it down. We've got the care and support team as our honorable mention this year. We will be mailing the awards to all of our award winners. We're just getting the awards, and then we'll be coordinating an address and things like that to send the award to. But the care and support team is a visible network of faculty and staff committed to creating an environment at Southern Utah University that supports students struggling with emotional distress and mental health issues. And so we're definitely thankful for the work that they do in making those connections between student affairs and academic affairs to create a better support system for their students. And then our winner this year is Purdue has a Summer Start program. Their mission is to expand access to Purdue University to help fulfill their mission of being a land-grant institution, improving student success and increasing affordability. So the students in that program complete a 7-credit-hour program during the first summer before they start school, and they discuss possible transition issues, learn about academic, social, and psychological resources across campus, connect with fellow first-year students, and then they form supportive relationships with their success coach, interacting with faculty and graduate teaching assistants, and they become involved in their learning community. And so, is anyone here from the Purdue Summer Start program? All right. Well, that's our Promising Practices Award winner and our honorable mention. And then I'm going to turn it over to Jamelia for our Dr. Christopher A. Lewis Award winner. And Dr. Lewis is actually with us here on the call. I don't know if you saw that, Jamelia.
Yes, I did. Thanks for being here, Dr. Lewis. So I'm going to give probably every parent's or caretaker's warning that my husband and I are both in meetings at 3 p.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern time, and we have a 5-year-old that seems to slip away from Nana a couple times. So just in case you see me look up or look across, or I have to jet out of the screen, that's probably why. But thank you all for your grace with that. I am really excited to share the Dr. Christopher A. Lewis Distinguished Service to SAPA Awards. As you all may or may not know, Dr. Lewis was actually the founder of SAPA, and he has consistently remained engaged with us and really has been the epitome of distinguished service to SAPA, and I would say the larger NASPA in an organization. When we were passed on, we took on the roles for co-chairs, we recognized that we were filling big shoes with the history that SAPA has had, but we also recognize that there are a number of different people, regardless of their role with SAPA, who are really contributing to moving SAPA forward, just like Dr. Lewis once did. So thank you, Dr. Lewis, for setting us up for success in the way that you did. Thanks for being here and always showing up at our meetings. But this year, we would like to acknowledge 2 individuals who I know Christina and I have had the luxury of working with for quite a bit. I'll speak of the first one. This awardee is the Assistant Vice President and Dean of Students in Macalester College. Prior to her current role, she served as the Assistant Dean for Academic and Student Affairs in the College of Education and Social Services at the University of Vermont, where she worked in varying capacities for about 13 years. While she earned her graduate degrees at the University of Vermont, she earned her undergrad close to home in California. Over the years, she has been a committed member to our knowledge community. She has always exhibited dedication and fervor for the work, providing organization centered with her value of collaboration. Many of us have had the opportunity to work with her on research and scholarship, or the Awards and Recognition Committee, to name just a few ways that she has really spent her time with SAPA. It's with dear pleasure that we honor Dr. Demetha Bradley's work with the Christopher A. Lewis Distinguished Service Award. I see her co-chair clapping. I'm sure Demetha would be so excited to hear this. She took a sneak peek at the slides and recognized that we gave her this shout out. She was not able to be with us on this call because she is outing fires, as many AVPs do, and her colleague Mary knows about this as well. But we are just thrilled and excited that she has continued the work that she has with us. So congratulations to Dr. Bradley. Yay. Our next awardee is someone, again, that Christina and I have had a great opportunity to work with. This awardee is the Assignments Coordinator at Furman University. Among this position, in addition to this position. She also is a trained Clifton Strengths coach on her campus. She also teaches a pathway course. She previously worked at her alma mater, Bucknell University, in housing, working closely with residential colleges. Much like her many trades in her professional career, she is a multi-talented player on our team. For what feels like ages, she has helped us prepare for the annual KC fairs and design SAPA KC communication. I would be remiss not to mention that she has been great at recruiting others to the team, and for that we are immensely grateful. I can think of about three people who she has been like, oh, here's your new role, I need help with this. And we certainly appreciate just the dedication that Courtney has given to not only engaging other people in SAPA, but also just being someone who really does show her love for collaboration between student affairs and academic affairs. So I gave it away, but it's our dear pleasure to honor Courtney Furman's work with the Christopher A. Lewis Distinguished Service Award. I see claps. It's good. Claps and snaps. All right.
Great. So those are our award winners. Each will be in communication about mailing their awards to them. Obviously, there's a lot of catch-up that everybody's doing within their own institution, and so we were hoping to get those out before the end of the semester, if not towards the beginning of the summer. So SAPA had their election for co-chairs for this, to nominate their co-chairs elect. And so we have Carl Bell and Christina Hall-Michael are going to be the co-chairs elect starting now. So NASPA is typically the time where that kind of transition starts taking place. And so they'll be the co-chairs elect for this next year, as Jamelia and I spend our last year being the co-chairs for SAPA. And then they will be taking on as co-chairs at the next NASPA conference. So March 2021, that transition will happen. Neither of them, unless they jump in, both of them said that they weren't able to come because they have other obligations at their work at this time. But we're really excited. They have a passion for really the student affairs partnering with academic affairs. Between the two of them, they have 30 years of experience working in higher ed. In a variety of different offices, residence life, TRIO programs, student support. And so they have a lot of experience to bring to the table, and they are excited to fulfill the mission of the SAPA KC and to kind of learn more about the ins and outs from a leadership perspective. But we're really excited for them to be taking on the reins. Jamelia, do you have any other additional thoughts to add?
No, you covered it.
All right.
So typically in every leadership meeting, what we try to do is remind ourselves of what are those strategic goals that we set for ourselves now maybe a year ago, as we went back and forth with a couple of our leadership team members and said, what are the three main things that we want to focus on in these upcoming years? Christina and I have spent a lot of time trying to operationalize that, and then also of course, given that this is a volunteer experience for all of our leaders, recognizing that that the work that is done is a slow and steady process, but it always has turned out meaningful in the end. So we want to go over the three aspects of our strategic goals. One is increased member engagement. The other one is about revamping the leadership structure. And the other one is providing professional development opportunities. So Christina's going to talk a little bit about what we've done about member engagement, and then I'll cover the next two.
Yeah, so I think the first two kind of connect with one another. Some of our revamped leadership structure has helped to enhance membership engagement with the creation of our member engagement committee. And so that's a new committee for this year, really focused on that outreach effort, and the ability to really kind of hone in on the region reps and provide that kind of more intentional experience to connect what's happening in the region to connecting students, or sorry, I'm on the mindset of my job, connecting other professionals to SAPA and what is an area that they would best be interested in within all of our committees and our working groups. And so we're currently working on finalizing a membership engagement poll to see where all of our SAPA KC members kind of align, what they're interested in being engaged in. I think sometimes when people think about engagement, they think about taking on a leadership role, but that's not necessarily the case. And we're really trying to navigate that, I guess, stigma of volunteering, where you have to be in a leadership role in order to make a difference in the KC. And so providing more and more opportunities for all members of the KC to engage with us, whether that be writing a blog or providing a webinar. And so we're really excited for things to come and for the next 2 years in continuing to increase our member engagement.
You can go to the next slide, Christina. So this is our new leadership structure. Much like Christina said, this is how we've designed our, you all may have, or may not be familiar with what it looked like before, but like Christina said, we did have a pretty heavy leadership group and decided that we wanted to have levels of engagement. So for those individuals who could do those one-time engagement or one-time support and support to the SAPA KC, that they would have an opportunity to weave in. If they're looking for more professional development, specific special interests or working group kind of commitment, then they could find that without also having to attend the leadership meetings and to kind of drive some of the work that we're doing. So you'll see that the co-chairs have really a team of 5 committees that report. Oftentimes, these are co-chair duos and sometimes trios. Shout out to the academic advising group, where we, Christina and I, meet with these individuals on a monthly, sometimes bi-monthly basis to check in on the specific goals that they have committed to. I will invite any of our current co-chairs on these committees to chime in if they would like, but I think it's been a welcome change to not only as a co-chair realizing, okay, it's not just me and my co-chair that are doing the work. We actually have a committee we can go back to, and we know the direction of the specific things that we're responsible for. I'll pick on our research and scholarship committee, for example. We said, okay, you all are going to be responsible for recruiting the author for the annual KC article, for developing the synergy content, and to launch, to really look into launching our research grant. And having those 3 specific goals fall within this committee, anyone who's been interested in that research and scholarship committee has been able to support Mary and Demetha in that work. And then their contact is me out of the co-chairs. And then Christina gave an example of how the membership engagement committee has also kind of evolved to provide this added layered experience of involvement. We also have involvement that happens within this as well. So when anyone could truly submit to Synergy, for example. Anyone could say that they would like to submit something to a blog. They don't necessarily have to be on a leadership team to do so. This also makes our large KC feel much smaller. We have a very long list of emails that we send updates to. I believe it's over 1,000. Christina, nod if I believe it might be over 2,000 people.
I think it's like 1,900.
there you go. It's over 1,000 people who really engage. We've also worked on figuring out how many people actually open the email, engage with the email, and it's still a good substantial amount. So it's a way that we, in implementing this structure and now having a year under our belt and operating in this way, we really think it's provided an opportunity for layers of engagement and inviting new people into the mix as well. Our next one is really those professional development opportunities. So we have decided that the three competencies that we will focus on during the strategic planning time, which is up until 2022, were research and scholarship, academic advice. Oh, wait, no, go back. Sorry. Assessment. I'm like, no, those are our working groups. Thank you. Assessment, evaluation, and research, organizational and human resources, and social justice and inclusion. Those three areas are, we have thought through what that looks like in the work we do. So I can think of research and scholarships work in terms of thinking through what out of these three, how are we going to organize our synergy content? And then I think of our academic advising group who has thought through, well, for our webinar that we would like to provide, what topic do we think really is a great intersection with academic advising? And this is where we go to these three competencies to really guide our content. One of the reasons why we're sharing this information with you, you can go back, Christina, is because there is an opportunity for you all to engage with us. We want you all to be able to either participate in the webinars that we will revisit over the summer, or to read our blog, or to read the Synergy newsletter. And if you're looking for a little bit more engagement, submitting content to the Synergy newsletter, volunteering to do a blog that captures the work that you do and the partnerships between academic affairs and student affairs, and then also offering to help one of our working groups really provide and create the content for these webinars. We definitely want to be on all realms of the professional development spectrum, from you participating by just listening in, or you all being part of creating and sharing the content as well. Christina has the big job of switching slides. Got it, Christina?
Yeah, my headphone went out.
Oh, you could switch over. Okay. So of course, one of the other ways you can also engage with us, not only through those committees and through some of those one-off participation opportunities, is by joining us in our leadership roles. Here are some of the positions that we have available right now. They're all listed through Volunteer Central. There's Region 1, Region 3, Region 4 West, and Region 6. Did I read those right? Yeah. And so I started off, I will share a little personal anecdote. I started off as a Region 3 rep, and recognizing that, oh, well, I would love to get to know my region a little bit more, but also be able to serve an area that I'm really passionate about. Through that role, I got to know a lot of the committee members who also share that passion, but also see how do we bring SAPA conversations to the region. So I do have a soft spot for our region reps who are now working specifically with our membership engagement, because again, it puts a large organization into smaller groups and smaller family groups. So if you're interested, we welcome you to apply. This is always a moving target, so there are a number of people who, there might be someone who applies and we check in 2 weeks, and then we check in with the person who's applied and maybe we don't hear back from them, so it's still open. So if you are interested, feel free to go through Volunteer Central, but you are also welcome, especially if you're in this meeting, to reach out to me and Christina if you have a specific interest, or if you have just a question of what this position looks like.
Yeah, and please just, you can continue to look at Volunteer Central, but we also, on our SAPA website, you'll be able to see the volunteer opportunities within the Get Involved section. So all of these hyperlinks are also there. So if you didn't get a chance to click the hyperlink in the presentation, it is on our SAPA website within NASPA.
All right, so whether or not you're interested in being an active member, you made the first step and you showed up to our open meeting, so you must have some interest, right? So we would like to go ahead and break up into some committee and working groups based on what the organizational chart that I showed you. So we have the Membership Engagement Committee, we have Research and Scholarship Committee, we have Awards and Recognition Committee, Communications, Academic Advising, Living Learning. We're gonna do a quick roll call on the committees that we will be able to break up into, and this is also to help Lucy prepare to know how many breakout session groups that they're gonna have, that we're gonna have. But anyone from our Membership Engagement Committee? You can unmute yourself. No? Christina, perhaps you take membership engagement? Okay. Research and scholarship, I know we have Mary.
I'm here.
Great, so Mary Wallace will take the Research and Scholarship Committee. Awards and recognition. Perhaps, maybe let's loop the Awards and Recognition Committee with the Membership Engagement. Communications Committee.
I'm here.
Hey, Nader Sharif. It will be the main person, Lucy, for communications. Academic advising, I see Sharon.
Yes, I'm here.
Thanks for being here. Living learning communities.
I think I saw, is Chrissy here from academic advising? Thought I saw her name.
Hey, Tamika. Congratulations. Sorry.
Hello, everybody.
Oh wait, let's go back.
This is the Demetra who has just joined. Thanks for squeezing us in today.
It's all good. I really didn't believe I won anything because that's just not how the last 3 or so weeks have been going. So.
Well, thanks for being here. Glad we get to acknowledge you publicly for the great work you've been doing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, so then living learning. So how about Lucy, I'm not trying to mess you up, but I'll take awards and recognition. And then living learning can go with Christina, only because Christina guides both those groups.
And I think, Jackie, are you on the call?
Oh, is she?
Thought I saw her name, but maybe not.
All right, Lucy, if you don't mind sharing how you plan to divide us up.
Could you go over the communications leader one more time?
Nader, you want to?
Yes. Hello.
Got it. Okay. I was like, that was the only one I didn't grab.
I was on the phone in part, and then I ran over to my apartment so I could install Ring Central and be on properly.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah. So
Jackie's here also. Jackie, is that you from Living Learning?
Yeah, I'm here, but I'm not sure if you can hear me.
Yep. Oh, we can hear you now.
Hear you now. So Jackie for
Okay.
learning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Which means you can give me awards and recognition.
Okay. So I have Christina for member engagement, Mary for research, Nadar for communications, Sharon for academic advising, then living learning, Jackie. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It depends. We can go about this one of two ways. One, if people have a preference and they'd like to join one of these, to put it in the chat box and I can assign that. The other option is I can randomly assign the people who, outside of these 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 7, folks, I can randomly assign them to the one group as well.
It looks like people are offering some information in the chat.
Okay. Okay.
And as you all are trying to decide or locating the chat box, if you're like me, then I just want to give you a heads up what to expect. Really, we want to be conscious of the time that you all are spending, but you'll have an opportunity to introduce yourself. The co-chair will explain a little bit about what the group does. And we want you all to spend maybe about 10 minutes just talking about what you think the goals should be, given our strategic plan. We obviously have learned to be flexible, especially in the time that we have been in now, but we'd love your feedback on at least coming back to the main group with maybe 2 to 3 goals that you think this group should be working on for this year. And that is in addition to or including what we know the group is already working on.
So it sounds like after about 10 or 15 minutes, you want to bring everyone back together as a whole. Okay, great. Because what I'll do is I'll call everyone back. And so it might feel a little awkward if your conversation just abruptly ends. But I'd say just kind of keep track, just watch the clock, because that's what I'll be doing on the back end, and then just call you all back together.
Great.
All right, just give me just a few minutes to get this set up for y'all.
This is really scaring me. Like, I'm really afraid that I'm going to be lost on this call.
Well, you have it.
I'm Gen X.
Just jump back in. It's okay, Mary. We'll still be here.
Essentially, it's an invite, Mary, for you. Like, what'll happen is something will pop up saying you've been invited to join whatever room Lucy's assigning us to. You just have to click on it and then it'll go. So you'll probably be in there with 4 or 5 people.
Are you millennial?
We can say that. Been using this all week, so just for stuff like this. So yeah.
Things we've had to learn in the last like 48 hours.
God, thank you.
I'm Gen X and I made it into a chat room and then out of it during a call.
Oh,
You're gonna be fine. I have hope. If I can do it, you can do it, right?
Okay.
So
And the beauty is
I'm going to
you
test
get
all of
dropped,
you.
you can always re-enter the main meeting, always, or the breakout meeting.
All right, I'm ready to go through warp speed.
It is like
Seriously, if you drop, just go back to the original meeting link and you'll get back into the main meeting and you can wait for people to join you. Worst case scenario.
That was so funny. I love this, Mary.
I believe in you.
So we're all going to watch the clock for about 4:05, giving Lucy some time to get back. And then we'll close with about a 10-minute wrap-up so you all can be on your way in a couple minutes after we come back. I love the synergy pun there.
Communication. Sorry, y'all. I'm working as quick as I can.
Oh, you're good.
Once you start seeing people drop from the main meeting, we know you're headed in the right direction.
You've been kicked out.
And Courtney Furman, my communications coach, I apologize for not being here, and she thanks everybody for the recognition. I sent her a screenshot, and she was very surprised.
Aw, congratulations, Courtney. Nader, you didn't get a chance. This will be recorded, but we shouted out Courtney for recruiting people to leadership positions as well. And Nader has been a recipient of that lovely recruitment.
He deserves it.
I'm trying to remember if both Josh and Dan from Membership Engagement were also.
At least Josh, because we all worked with Courtney at Bucknell, so.
Oh, I like all these assignments. All right. Academic environment.
It's like speed room assignments from house.
Yeah. Probably see me really focused on the screen right now.
I was in another Zoom meeting where we broke out into breakout groups, and the host decided to put on some like music while we were waiting. Everyone was like, oh, hey.
I feel like we're all just learning so much about people. Breakout music, how they live, where they live.
I don't know. Like, let's see. I'm going to stop my share. Any music requests?
You said any music requests?
Yeah.
No parking on the dance floor?
No parking on the dance floor.
Just
That's
kidding.
a good one.
I'm not kidding.
All right, hold on.
Mary went first, yeah.
Go. Oh, ads.
It's not a good video, FYI.
Is it? I don't think it's actually a video.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I don't see Jackie on the call.
Can everybody hear the music? No?
can.
That's sad. I don't know how to share my sound.
You have earphones in, that's why.
I don't have any earphones in.
That happened with me and my staff.
Let's see, how's it working?
It should be good. Or you should be in your awards room.
I'm not.
Here.
Leah?
I am
See
not.
what's going on? You're like, Lucy, I'm definitely, oh wait.
Oh, there
There we go.
Okay, that was the magic button, sorry. So, the folks that are left, I might randomly assign you all. It's like Jerry, Lisa, and Chris. Is that okay? Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Jackie, there you are.
Are we in the breakout room yet?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, let me see.
Is this the breakout room?
You should have. Lisa. Lisa should be in Living Learning with Kristen and Christopher.
Hello?
Hello, who just joined?
This is Jackie. Are we in our small breakout room now? I'm sorry, I'm a little confused.
Jackie, you should be, yes. Are you Jackie, are you dialed in on the phone or on your computer? I'm just curious.
On the phone.
You're on the phone?
I mean,
okay.
I can see the computer, but the audio is through my phone.
Sure. But you have the broadcast up, like you can see my face.
Actually, no, I only see the little sick person. I think I'm...
Shay or Lisa? Jackie, you should be in the learning room.
Should I try to connect in another way?
I mean, you can. Like, I'm trying to figure out why you're not in the room, but you've been assigned to. If you're able to click the URL link that was sent for the meeting, that might be, we can try that route. Jackie, I'm working really hard to get you in this room right now. I don't know why you're not appearing there. So if you're able to click the URL and see my face, that we can try that approach and see if that is helpful if you have a computer in front of you.
I do. I'm sitting at my computer. Yeah, it says it's launching. I'm gonna try again.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not actually letting me.
All right, let's see.
Oh, I needed to download this app instead of going in through my browser. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't terribly successful in downloading this app. I'm gonna try to download it on my phone.
Are you in front of a computer?
I am, and I can. What I see on my screen is all of the participants' names in like this like stick figure.
Do you see my
But I can
face
see
at
everybody.
all? Do you see my face, Jackie?
No, I can't see anyone's face. I just see everyone's name on a list. There's 22 participants, and
I'm so sorry.
yeah. No, it's okay. I'm sure you have not done this a million times.
Yeah, but it's pretty straightforward. That's what I can't figure out. Is everyone else can go. I don't know why you're sitting here. I don't like it. I want you to be able to engage with your team. Oh.
It's okay. Technology.
I'll
download the app for future meetings. I just think that I can't really download apps on my work computer without administrative access.
Oh, I see what you mean. I'm gonna figure this out and send you an email. Like, Jackie, I figured it out. This is what happened.
Yeah, it's very slowly downloading the phone app. So maybe we will get that squared away today.
I love technology sometimes.
Oh my Lord, I made it back.
We made it back to the portal.
That was cool. I know, right? We're back in the portal.
We made it back to the portal.
Mary, I knew you could do
Like Doctor Who. Woo!
Yeah. like the Star Trek, like the transition thing, and you're like, oh, like, beat me up, Scotty, and then you're back in the Starship Enterprise.
And we're back. Yep.
And we're back.
Hey, Jamelia, would you mind if we could go first? Because I've got a
Not a problem.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure thing. Lucy, will you be able to tell us when everybody's back? Or will we? Are we
Looks
back?
like most people are here.
Okay. All right, everyone, we're going to jump in and give everyone a chance to report out. Christina and I will take note of the few goals or kind of conversation notes that you all shared, but we are also committed to letting you out in the next couple minutes, so let's all try to keep it brief and know that the work will continue. So research and scholarship, you all want to start first?
Yeah, so we had, Demetra and I met with Gaurav, who is incredibly awesome. And he was able to articulate to us quite a few things about what we could be doing maybe internationally. And so that has not been something that we've thought about, being so US centric. So 2 goals that we sort of bounced around was to, number 1, broaden our scope to think about international partnerships and how that looks. And then also, and to provide some models of that, or, you know, maybe highlight that in the synergy or whatnot. And the second thing was, when Demetha and I started in our term, we had started revising the annotated bibliography, but when we sort of revamped the leadership model, we somewhat put that to the side. So how do we bring that back? And also, how do we internationalize that bibliography? So I think that the theme of our meeting was internationalization, and how NASPA is international, but we are so US centric with it. So I really appreciated that perspective.
Great. Thank you. Sharon, Nader, one of you want to go next?
Okay.
Nader?
So Jerry and I connected to just, well, we spent some time getting to know each other since it was a one-on-one. So we were just talking about a little bit about what the committee does, and we would like to continue a lot of the current one-way stream of communications that we have, so that our members are aware of what we do, but what area of growth is something that we would like to work on in the next year is interactive communication between members, and that could be something that we work on in collaboration with a member engagement and with research as well, because I think it helps those groups as well. But from the communications perspective, it was maybe setting up something like a random match with another SAPA member through LinkedIn, and then kind of like using it as a platform for cross-fertilization of ideas and things like that.
Yeah, that sounds great. Thanks for sharing. Sharon?
Okay, we were trying to get to know, Alexis and I were trying to get to know Brandy, Jody, and Nakia, and providing an overview of the working group, and hopefully they can join us at our next meeting on April the 20th. And hopefully Brandy will help us with the webinar, since she's had some experience with the board and NASPA groups. So we're looking to really increase our membership for the fall semester.
Great. Thanks, Sharon. And I think we had a group. I know there was some difficulty getting Jackie in their group, but does that was Living Learning Communities, right, Lucy? Those who gathered for Living Learning Communities, were you able to touch on anything in your conversation?
Hi, Kristen Temple. There were 4 of us, Christopher, Corbin, and Titus. And the thing that we primarily talked about was some sort of way or format to share strategies between members of how do you build genuine partnerships with faculty and academic staff, rather than just kind of acquaintanceships, where you know who faculty are, and you keep them up to date on maybe what's going on with your living learning communities. But how do you take that to the next level where they are helping come up with what are those communities doing, and what is their mission and purpose, and really getting them to immerse themselves in that experience for students. We didn't come up with a great way to do that, but we felt like we identified our challenge, our goal.
Well, I know Jackie's on the line. I know there was some difficulty on that end, but Jackie is the fearless leader for that group. So, and I know Angel was not able to join, but Jackie, I see you unmuted. Do you have any feedback for Kristen?
I think that is great feedback. Thank you. Sorry I wasn't able to make it into the group. But yeah, no, that's great. We can definitely work towards that. I guess this summer, upcoming academic year, for sure. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So Kristen, those that you mentioned were in your group. Know that Jackie Thomas is your connect for Living Learning.
Thank you.
When in doubt, email me and Christina. And then Christina, you want to share some updates from your group?
Yeah, so I had a one-on-one with Deepak, and so I think the biggest thing is kind of navigating how do we inform members, like, what should draw you to this KC? And so, like, what are people's reasons for joining? We kind of talked about sometimes it's more professional related, where it's really connected to their job description, but sometimes it's more of a passion area. And so kind of delving into that and really using that as a promotion to either recruit or help get our members more engaged. And so a lot of the discussion was kind of around that topic.
Great. And last but not least, Terry, do you mind sharing a little bit about awards and recognition?
Sure. So we talked about the awards in general and the awards process and everything. And we talked about a possible goal is having a webinar series for the people that do submissions, and specifically for the honorable mention and the people that actually win the awards. So that way it might, one, increase the number of submissions, because if they can get a presentation out of it, then academically you might get more applications, but also it gives them an outlet and gives everybody else an outlet to learn more about what they're actually doing in these promising practices, and these people who win the individual awards too, allowing them to kind of share what they've been able to do to make their careers a success.
Awesome. Thanks, Terry. Well, I think that wraps up some really great charges from our, active members who are on this call. I think from here, what we'll do is definitely remind you all that anyone has the opportunity to write a blog and to submit that. As well as submitting any article for Synergy. We have a concept map for what Synergy looks like. It is not something that probably takes a lot of time. I know Synergy looks for a couple of really key takeaways that's covered in the Synergy. And Dimitra, you can chime in. I see you nodding, so I'm not too far off base here. And then the other opportunity is to definitely look into joining us when we host the webinar, or joining the team who is developing the webinar.
The only thing I would add related to Synergy is that the hope is that it's more of a lunchtime read. So it is short and impactful bursts of information.
Yes.
So it's definitely not lengthy.
Yeah. Good point. Thank you. All right, and with that, we thank you so much for joining us. We hope we'll get a chance to see each other in Kansas City for some barbecue, maybe, I don't know, but if that's your jam. But we are so excited that we've had so many people join us today, and that we were still able to connect with the larger membership this way. We know that it'll be recorded, so if you have friends or colleagues who are in NASPA who are interested in getting to know a little bit more, they can listen to the recording, they can fast forward, speed up the timing of it, and spend less time kind of hearing kind of the breakdown of what we do with SAPA. But we are really excited about this upcoming year, welcoming our co-chair-elects on, and kind of heading out with a bang for me and Christina. So thanks again for being here. And if you have any questions that are lingering, you feel free to connect with me and Christina, and we'll direct you to the right group.
Thank y'all so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.